morning on Kenosha Today.
Hello again, everybody.
Oh, Harry! Harry! Oh, yeah, Harry!
You know, there comes a time when you probably ought to stop broadcasting. I probably should have quit about 5 years before I passed.
I think we should have quit about 20 years ago.
Unfortunately, they locked the liquor cabinet up before I got there. All those business were short.
Somebody said something, Lenny says, I'll get it. He falls off the back of the stage, takes down a couple of the prop trees we got. Down goes Lenny. I said, boy, what was in that water? Well, it wasn't water. God love Lenny Kitson.
Get through what you got to get through, Scott. We'll come back around to it.
You know, I was thinking back, some of the more notable guests. Dan Travani, 7-time Emmy Award, and he comes in all dressed up, and he's looking around, and I said, yeah, dude, this is where we operate from. The first words out of his mouth, he goes, no questions about Hill Street Blues. What am I, an accountant? What do I know? We only deal in truth here.
Oh, my God. What world am I living in? Scott Barter's making me laugh.
Don't you feel a little stupid?
My chested model is only
12.5. extra 2,500 gets you the... Yeah.
This certainly beats the $9.99 blow-up doll I got in my closet right now.
I think that was like $19.99.
Well, you got the half price discount, didn't you? After my wedding? Was a virgin sacrificed?
Not that I recall. We couldn't find one.
And not in Kenosha anyway, right? Hell of a show. Dead people and perverts and degenerates. Kind of fits right in here. Good morning, everybody. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the August 12th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WIP, streaming worldwide and booming across the warm and sun-drenched cornfields of the Midwest. Is the sun still out?
Somewhere out there, yeah.
Well, what'd you do with it?
I took it away.
Well, I want it back.
Tough.
Being brought to you this morning by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and the legendary Brat Stop, along with a host of many other fine local businesses. Joining us this morning, our Kenosha Today Director of Cybersecurity, the master of protecting us all from all the enemies of the world, Elmo Schneider, joins us this morning.
Good morning, everyone.
I guess we know who public enemy number one is for this week, that guy from North Korea, one dumb chump, whatever we call him. We're going to get to that later. You have a special guest that we brought in here. Why don't you introduce her?
We'll be in there in a little while.
Okay.
Susan Andrea Schlenker is here. She's president of the Southport Park Association, and she's going to give us some information on what's going on with the restoration of the beach house down there. So.
You know, you posted that on our Facebook page, and I didn't realize how big, because I haven't been there since I was a kid, when I used to swim there all the time. And I didn't realize how big the Southport Beach House is. And that picture's from the lake.
From the lake.
They got a whole bunch more.
You can't tell from the park how big that really is.
But we're going to get into that. And also, as always with us this morning, our video coordinator, the master of being politically incorrect, Spider Ronnie, the camera dude, joins us here at Camp Happy Face. Spider?
Good morning.
Anything for you to report?
No.
You lead kind of a boring life,
Yeah, I
don't you?
do. Work. Yep, that's it.
Sure. You might get away with that with your wife, but no, I'm not buying it.
Well,
And
it gets crazy when I hang with you.
how come we don't hang like we used to in the old days?
It's probably from
That's
that
why you're
tap
still
flapping.
married. Rejoining us once again, engineering the Kenosha Today Trolley Ride this morning, back from his vacation with the in-laws. Wacky Wayne's here and in the house.
Morning, Scotty.
How'd the
It was good.
with the in-laws?
Oh, yeah.
Are you still in the will?
Yeah. If there is one, yes. I haven't burned any bridges there.
That's right. Illinois is not a community property state.
Right.
So,
No, right.
then.
We're okay.
You must have been, how long were you gone? You were on all week.
I was gone for 4 days.
Okay, but all my hate mail's backlogged.
Well, of course it is. You didn't have anybody to replace me for the... That's why the sun's missing. It's actually behind your hate mail.
Okay. Once again, this week, the Kenosha Today Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Mike Bjorn's Clothing, located in downtown Kenosha, offering the biggest selection of men's suits in all of southeast Wisconsin and northern Illinois, starting at only $179, which includes the shirt, tie, belt, and a pair of socks, with sizes starting at 34 short and going all the way up to size 60. You can find them on Facebook or call them at 262-652-0648. Actually, Anthony Kennedy won the secret word. He tried to scam us out. The word was festival, and he won, but he forgot to tell us that he's also a sponsor on another show, which he tried to scam us out of it. So we're way too smart for Anthony Kennedy.
Uh-huh.
Albert.
I can
you go.
Not like everybody says. Like dumb, I'm smart, and I want respect.
We showed him.
I bet.
The Kenosha Brain Trust has pre-selected this morning's secret word, and the first caller to say the secret word will join $25 or will win a $25 gift certificate. Compliments of Mike Bjorn's Clothing. Coming up after the 10:30 weather break, Kenosha's fastest growing game show sensation is lightning round of City in Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And then after the 11 o'clock break, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category, written at Amen Corner, where gray hairs matter, on the deck of the Boathouse Pub and Eatery during last night's production meeting. These are the top 10 questions that were asked of the prospective 8th District Aldermen when they selected an alderman last Monday, and they went around the council and they all had questions. But these were the top 10 questions.
These were the top 10 questions they did ask or didn't ask?
No, they did ask.
Oh, yes. Okay. You were there taking notes?
I wasn't there. I was watching it from
the Amen Corner.
Amen Corner. And then the drama continues in the second hour at 11:20 when we drain the swamp, let our listeners try to stump the chumps and prove to the rest of the Kenosha Today Nation that point of weight is something more than just your blood alcohol level. So, Susan, do you like this so far?
What?
Try to taper down your enthusiasm. I got a little bit more here.
Okay.
If you are successful in stumping the chumps, you get 2 free fish dinners at the American Legion Post, 21504 58th Street, which is soon to be called something else coming up in September. Or you can elect to join us here for 1 hour in an upcoming show like last week's caller, Pete.
Yeah,
Get this, Wayne.
Oh, yeah?
A guy named Pete from Antioch
Oh, yeah?
called, and he didn't want the dinner.
fish
He
dinner?
wants to join us.
He
He's
wants
going
to
to come
hang
on.
out.
He's going to come out on September 16th.
Okay.
And I'm going to have him come in at least the first hours.
Sure.
And let him deal with Shirley.
Okay. Sounds like
And
a
if he-
plan.
and if he still has enough courage, he can stay in the second hour and take Irish roost calls.
Oh, that'll be fun.
And then that'll be the last we'll see
Yeah,
from
probably.
Antioch.
Yeah. It's one way to curb our listeners.
And there's
Maybe
even...
you can ride together. Man.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Carpool it.
Yeah.
After the 11:30 break, our special editorial segment sponsored by the legendary Brat Stop. Now, here's where it gets tricky, Susan. As the brat turns... You gotta go. One more time. Okay. You got it now?
Okay, I think
All right.
I have it. Yep.
As the brat turns... Okay, Susan, thanks for stopping in.
Thank you.
for
It's been
joining
a
us.
pleasure. I really enjoyed it.
This week's High Five Zingers Doofuses is only heard here on the Kenosha Today Show. And it gets even better, folks, for those who might have forgotten. Tomorrow at noon each and every Sunday, you can tune in here, AM 1050, WLP, listen to the replay of the show. And this is all building up the act, Susan. Whatever act we have. And then you can watch the replay of this finely tuned, professionally produced Excuse for Radio show on Time Warner Cable's Channel 14, Tuesdays at 5, Wednesdays at 6, and...
The media's making a monster out of you because they don't care about the truth. All they care about is entertainment. Well, you need a forum where they don't even know the meaning of the word entertainment. Public access television.
Sundays at 6. Everybody can now sign up with the thousands of our fans and listeners who have joined the Kenosha Today Nation. Like us on Facebook. And you can now visit our new Kenosha Today website at kenosatoday.com, designed by Capo Web Design. You can find them on the web at capowebdesign.com. And so that kind of takes care of that. For those who missed it, next Saturday we will be on location at Pete's Place, and that is located at 4528th Avenue, right across the street, west of Union Park. And the big event is Elmo's birthday fest, right?
Extravaganza.
Birthday extravaganza. Big. And tell us, what can we expect?
Well, what does the sign say? It's
You made it.
special guest stars, fabulous musical acts, and as always, sophomore humor and razor sharp commentary.
Sounds like a Ringling Brothers circus.
So we start with cocktails at 8 a.m.
Oh, no, we don't endorse that. We're just, breakfast is at 8.
No, breakfast is not till 9.
Oh.
Can't eat on an empty stomach.
We're doing a special preview. Pete's Place is going to start serving breakfast, I believe, on Sunday morning.
Oh, so they're going to use this show to roll out something they've never done before?
But we're having special breakfast this time. It's
Yeah.
lard fest. Everything is going to be cooked in lard. Oh, if you've ever had scrambled eggs made in lard, it's heaven. So it's absolutely great. So.
Oh, I can hardly wait. Wayne, you're lucky you got to stay here.
Shucks, I got to stay here. That's good. watching my girlish figure. I don't know if I could handle that kind of breakfast.
But it's going to be a lot of fun. We got some good musical acts. Lots
And then afterwards, at about 12:15, we're all going to pile on the gas trolley and take one lap
right around Union Park.
Union Park.
Nice.
There's boy, that's
Highlight of the day.
I just
Be the most people that have been on that trolley yet.
I get nervous just thinking about it. A couple topics that we'll talk about, and then we're going to get to Susan and the Southport Beach House. The City Council tabbed Bruce Fox for the new alderman of the 8th District, and we're looking for a caller, maybe that lives in the 8th District and want to know what her opinion might be. And then, of course...
Like you need to prompt her. Come on now.
Actually, we don't care what her opinion is, but, she calls.
But we still want to hear it.
Yeah. And then the Foxconn deal is supposed to go in front of the legislature, I think one part's next week. And if you think it's good, obviously all the Democrats don't like this. But if you're not going to give away the farm, so to speak, it's going to bring jobs. And like Emma brought up, a good point, if Foxconn gets here, it's going to be a domino effect because it's going to bring another business in that we've heard, which is what? The glass people.
Yeah, Corning Glass has been mentioned. But, anybody that's a supplier for them is, they're going to want to locate close.
So not only
why spend the money on transportation?
So not only are we looking forward to the jobs at Foxconn and all that construction, there's going to be a few more coming, we would think.
One can only hope.
And the houses, I don't think once this is all settled, they won't be building them fast enough. Remember back in the 90s when they started the Whitecaps? They were building them so fast, they didn't even put basements in the original ones. And, of course, the quality of those homes weren't all that bad. That's why they called them white craps at one time. But we have a caller.
Of course.
Shirley.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Good morning, everyone.
Oh, shocking. Shirley called.
Shocking, yeah. And hi, Wacky Wayne. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you, Shirley. I couldn't stay away.
You had a good vacation, I
was
hear,
nice.
right?
We've
away,
already discussed his vacation.
I know. Well, I just want to tell him I'm glad he did.
So you have a new alderman in the 8th District, Bruce Fox, which is a shock.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And apparently his first thing out of the blocks here, he's going to propose a new ordinance. Now this is going to affect you,
right?
Because he's banning weed be gone.
Uh-oh.
Do you get it? Weed be gone.
Yep. Yeah.
You're going to have to get rid of all that
that.
reefer you got in your garage.
Well, let him try.
Wow.
He's going to end up with some broken kneecaps.
Shirley is your typical cute little. We have a guest, and I'm going to explain because she doesn't know who you are. Or, do you know who
really?
Shirley is? She you got that? She
I put my pot out in the garage.
she's an enterprising lady, and well, I mean, you're on a fixed income, you got a pension, and you got Social Security. You got to make ends meet, right?
Absolutely.
There you go. So anyway, we'd be gone for Shirley.
So, Shirley, are you coming to my birthday party?
Yeah, next Saturday.
Well, I'll see. What time do we have to be there?
We don't have to be there at any time. It's not like you're punching in, but
Right.
the show starts at 10,
Normal showtime.
and they're serving breakfast, special breakfast that they're rolling out. Everything's cooked in lard.
In lard. Yep.
What do you think of that?
Just for this.
Just for this.
Yep.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Well, bring. What's
Now,
the
Shirley,
scene?
I've arranged a special tribute for you down there. I've got a
Really?
famous entertainer coming all the way from Sturtevant to sing a song for you.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yes.
Is it Sturtevant or is it Waterford?
Sturtevant.
Sturtevant. Oh yeah. And
No, this gentleman's from Sturtevant. Actually.
that's right. We got
Actually,
special.
he is from Sturtevant.
Oh,
so it's true.
We got special permission to get him, and he's got the leg monitor, but I wouldn't worry about that. And after this, we're all going to get on the trolley, the gas trolley, and take one lap around, maybe a couple of laps around Union Park there. And maybe you can bring out one of your fancy pies. Bring Elmo a fancy
Some
birthday
brownies.
pie.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens.
Well, you're dodging this. Yeah, why don't you make some brownies for Elmo and put some of that leafy substance you got from your garage in there.
Yeah. So, you know what day this is?
Saturday.
That's Elephant Day.
Elmo, how come you didn't know that?
Elephant Day. Okay.
Why,
I didn't know that was a thing.
where did that come from?
Well, from the paper, it's just this is the 12th, right? And it says things you should know. And today, the 12th, is Elephant Day.
How did I miss that?
How do we
So
celebrate
whatever
that?
Yeah, how do we
means,
celebrate Elephant Day?
Blow it out of your trunk.
Easy.
Yeah.
How do we? What do we get? A bag of
Eat an
peanuts?
elephant. There's elephant big donuts called elephant ears. Yeah, eat an elephant ear.
As usual, Shirley, you bring nothing to the table this morning.
Yes, I did.
Little Stevie isn't here this week, and
Yeah.
he's the
call
donut
him.
and sweet roll expert. So
All right, Shirley, I got to get moving. We're going to be talking.
It was nice he was there last week.
We're going to be talking about the
nice
South.
to hear him. I hope he comes back soon again.
Okay, everything's warm and fuzzy now.
Yeah, I hope he does.
Okay. Anything else?
Okay.
Anything else that you can bore us with this morning?
Who's going to come in live in the studio and he has to talk to me?
Oh, Pete from Antioch.
Oh, I've met Pete from Antioch.
He didn't mention your name.
Yep, he said he met me at one of the
Oh,
remotes.
yeah, I guess he did. Well, anyway,
He did. I've got a good memory.
I'm going to let him deal with you on.
Yeah, that'll
16th
be
of
fun because
September.
he
All right.
seems like a very nice, interesting
Well,
gentleman.
he opted to take an hour here instead of the free fish dinners, so he's not really too smart, don't you think?
He said he was interested in
What's-
radio.
Yeah, he said he was
wants
interested in
to
radio. What
sit
they
in
call-
on
what are you
your
calling us
show.
for?
That's a good thing.
All right, Shirley.
Uh-huh.
All right. You okay there, Wayne?
Yeah.
I'll survive.
All right, Shirley. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right. Have to get that out of my system.
All right.
All right, now we're going to talk about, with Susan Andrea Schlinker, about the Southport Beach House. Now, you have a regular, what do you call it, nonprofit organization.
We do.
What,
We
and
do.
It's called the...
It's the Southport Park Association.
Okay.
Our association was started by a grassroots group of citizens who are passionate about making a positive impact on our community. We formed the association in October of 2014
Okay.
as a 501c3. And
Which means, for those that don't know this, if you make contributions, you can deduct it on your taxes.
Absolutely.
So,
The mission of our association, the Southport Park Association, is to restore, preserve, and enhance Kenosha's coastal public spaces and historic structures for the benefit of and in partnership with the people of Kenosha, and to contribute to the sustainability and economic development of our community.
you know, a lot of people don't, including me, I haven't seen the beach house for many, many years, and I forgot how big it actually is. And Elmo posted the picture from the lake view, and it's really sizable. Actually, it's probably bigger than the Simmons Island beach house.
Yes,
Wouldn't you agree?
it is indeed.
And if you could probably, being a 501c3, apply for some federal grant money, right?
Well, exactly. And we're really excited to announce that we're now working in partnership with the city of Kenosha in the restoration efforts of the beach house.
What has to be done?
So, well, it needs quite a bit of shoring up. If you've taken a little tour around it, it certainly does need work, but it's so worth saving.
I think it was built in the late 30s, right?
It was 1936 to 45 through the WPA program.
Right, of which they also put in the clubhouse at Muni. They put in the Simmons Island Beach House. They did Petrifying Springs and all that, all with the same
Correct.
WPA.
Correct. And when you think of that time period, the WPA program, that was putting people to work and literally putting food on the table.
Yeah,
Keeping people employed. I was at a council meeting one day, and the gentleman leaned over and said, "You're with the Southport Beach House Association. My grandfather built that." It was
No
just
kidding.
so interesting. It's really a part of our legacy. It's a part of Kenosha's rich history.
Well, this is something that is worth saving. And the same with the Simmons Island Beach House. And Simmons Island obviously has the island in the water. And whatever happened to the docks, or not the docks, but the pier that was there, did that just wash away?
That were in front of the jetties that were in front of
right,
Southport. Yeah, those I
just kind of
believe
they were-
kind of
yeah.
actually from an aerial view you can still see
Really?
the
Now,
foundation of those.
Are you going to also have to shore up the shoreline? I mean, with something,
I think,
otherwise...
yeah, I think that's part of the overall
Restoration, right.
long-term plan. But through this partnership with the city, we now certainly have a public and private partnership now. We will be able to start our fundraising efforts, including securing grants, what you were referring to, and reaching out to local endowment funders, corporations, and the community for the restoration of the historic beach house.
Okay, you have an event coming up.
We do.
On Tuesday, August 22nd. Why don't you tell us about that?
We have the Film Classics at the Beach at Southport Park. They are showing the 1935 musical Top Hat, starring Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. That's Tuesday, August 22nd. The movie starts at 7:30 p.m. There'll be refreshments, including local craft beers, wine, popcorn for purchase starting at 7. And the suggested donation is $5. Of course, all the proceeds go to the restoration and preservation of the beach house.
Emma was telling me that there was a part of that was constructed that almost looks like an auditorium, right? Is that right? Or the portion with it? No?
Outdoors where the film is going to be shown, it's almost like a natural amphitheater.
Okay.
There are benches in a curve along the top, and the slopes down to the beach. So it's
well, they must have put it in there with that in mind. I mean, I got to think. At one time.
Well, tell us about it. You're that old. Come on.
Or did it erode that way?
I used to go to the beach house.
Yeah,
Did you
probably
used to
a
go?
different year.
I don't know. No, that's where we went. We would load up our wagon and, go to the beach house.
It was a great place.
It was wonderful.
Sure.
We spent many a summer there swimming at the Southport Beach.
Go
For the classic movie night, just so you know, we do suggest bring your chair or a blanket. It will be outdoors, weather permitting. Of course, we can always move indoors if it's not great weather, but we're hoping for a...
Well, how were you able to get the musical Top Hat? This has got to be on an old... You have to use an old projector, right, or no?
No, it's... With technology these days, you can download it and do it right from your...
I told you guys
right
that internet stuff with that computer stuff would catch on one of these days.
So it's pretty simple, but it's a fabulous movie. It's Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire's famed movie for their just incredible dance numbers. Irving Berlin did the music. Dancing Cheek to Cheek is one of the songs.
Didn't that win an Academy Award?
It was nominated that year.
That never won?
Ooh, I should know
Elmo.
that. Stump me here.
Well, if somebody knows, one of our callers know, they can call us.
Please call in and let me know.
262-694-1050. I thought Top Hat was a Academy Award winner, but in 1935, I was just I wasn't around in 35.
That's what you keep
Not
saying.
that I remember. So anyway, give us a number of where people can call if they have questions.
Oh, absolutely. To contact us,
Sure.
they can contact us at the Facebook, at Southport Association at gmail.com, or they can like us on Facebook at Southport Beach House, or email us at Southport Park Association. Go to our website, at southportparkassociation.org.
And again, that's coming up Tuesday, August 22nd at 7:30. And donations only $5. Actually, you could throw in a little bit more if you wanted.
Absolutely.
$5 you got a ways to go. You're going to have to redo the whole thing. Have any ballpark figure of what it would take to restore this? It's going to be over a period of years, obviously. But
Right. This is going to be, we already have a master plan for the park. We will certainly be working with the city closely and architect of record.
But if you can get a couple big federal grants, the federal money, government's got all kinds of money that they could put in for this. Plus, isn't there there was a Lake Michigan, some kind of organization that should be able to provide you some money. We'll get you some money.
Well, thank you. We appreciate being on the program. I also, I mention that I just came from our bike valet that we started at during the Harbor Market. So we encourage people to ride their bike to lakefront.
I'm glad you brought that up, because if you go down to Harbor Market and you ride your bike, it's just like it's like a coat room for bicycles, right?
Yes, exactly.
And you can put them all in the same place. You can watch them, give them a number. And I guess that's my point, that's like thinking outside the box. And that's what it takes to get something like this off the ground.
Absolutely. I think at first there was some question like, why are we doing a bike valet? But
you make money.
You make money, and also you get your word out there, and you provide a service to the community.
Where is it compared to on 2nd Avenue?
We are on the corner of 56th and 3rd, just west of the Harbor Market.
Okay.
And you're exactly right. It's a free bike parking. You bring your bike down there. Last weekend we had a couple ride their bikes from Chicago. They had so much on their bike. They stayed overnight at Illinois Beach State Park and then came on to
really?
the market. And they had heard about our bike valet, and they knew they could just leave it there with all the things on their bike and then walk around the whole downtown.
We had a
and
friend of
go to the
ours that
market.
and unfortunately parked his bike up by Sassy Bees and put a what do you call a big chain around it, and when he got out, somebody stole the back tire.
Oh no.
And it took him. He was going back to Pleasant Prairie, and it took him to Library Park before he figured out didn't have the back wheel. That's,
Well, you want to tell him about our bike valet.
I will. Because just this summer somebody stole his entire bike.
Oh,
He's not a particularly sharp guy. Jay, not his real name either.
He's not having any luck.
Let me do this one spot, and then we'll do the weather.
Sounds like a plan.
If you just tuned in, this is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the August 12th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP, spreading the love here at Camp Happy Face. Also bringing you gas trolleys, stray cats, backyard beavers, and 2 free seats on Uncle Scotty's Ark, Saving the Kenosha Today Nation. And who knows what we might be doing, just being warm and fuzzy all over. Got to find my little place here. Again, we invite you to join the thousands of fans who have already signed up and liked us on Facebook, and visit us on the web at KenoshaToday.com, designed by Capo Web Design, and you can find them on the web at CapoWebDesign.com, brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eater and the legendary Brat Stop, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. Also, no one in the first half hour has won this morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Mike Bjorn's Clothing. Again, if any of our callers mention the secret word, you will win a $25 gift certificate, compliments of Mike Bjorn's Clothing, located in... offering the largest selection of men's suits starting at $179 with sizes ranging from 34 all the way up to size 60. If you just joined us, our special guest this morning, our Kenosha Today Director of Cybersecurity, Elmo Schneider, is here.
Good morning.
We appreciate... Susan coming in and enlightening us, and hopefully they can get some grant money and get that. That's a beautiful place. It's going to take them a good number of years to do that, but it's worth that project. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Hey, Scott. How's it going?
Oh, fine, Dennis.
Hey, Dennis.
Hey, guys. How's it going, Elmo?
Pretty good. How are you?
Looking forward to your party next week.
Yeah.
Going to be fun. Lots of fun.
I imagine Kenosha history will be made.
It all depends.
The amount of cops at one bar and one time. I can
On
see
a
it
Saturday
now.
morning.
Exactly. Well, I talked to the chief of police and made sure that there'll be plenty of cells open, so it'll be all right.
Well, no, we don't condone that type of behavior. Hey, the production meeting was swamped yesterday.
Oh,
packed, just packed.
You know what? I've been to many a meeting in my life, but you run one heck of a meeting.
I just kind of sit there and stay out everybody's way. And try to have some...
Well, usually the saying about meetings, it's where minutes are kept and hours are wasted, but there's no wasted time at that meeting.
Well, I thought you were going to say the other way around. There's no minutes kept and it's a lot of wasted time. That's usually how it works. You know, K-Dog got off the plane, and you know, what a...
He brought pretzels.
He brought me a 4-ounce bag of pretzels. Boy,
cool. Yeah, I saw that. I don't know how you finished that bag.
It was very filling. And, of course, Elmo was there, and Mike was there, and then the captain...
Oh, he was in rare form. He was...
He's always in rare form.
He's one of the great public speakers of our time.
That's why I can only imagine next week. I can only imagine it.
Yeah, well...
This is going to be beyond imagination.
The thing that scares me is the bar opening at 8.
I was just going to say that. Captain
it opens
Michael
every day at 8.
Camped out.
Oh, it does open every day?
It opens every day at 8.
Oh, well...
Except for Monday when they're closed.
Yeah, well...
Captain Mike will probably be camped out.
He'll sit out there and he's going to be driving. You know, he's got an Uber license. He's going to be driving the gas trolley.
Oh.
You take out a swing set, take out a light pole.
Does he have a big rubber bumper around it, like a bumper car?
No, he keeps it home in the bedroom.
Dennis, you've seen the captain's contraption, haven't you?
No.
You didn't see that little?
He's got a
tricycle.
It's a three-wheeled recumbent bicycle.
Oh, yeah, I've seen him ride around on that with the big flag. Yeah, with the big flag on it. Yeah.
He managed to tip it over the other day.
I know, I heard about it.
We were thinking of entering him at the old Crackadome on Tuesday night at some of those bike races. Can't you see him going around? And the banks are steep, so he'd
Well, I think
roll down the hill.
He should be the pace bike.
Oh, yeah. These people start on a Tuesday night and end up probably about Thursday.
Right, if they're lucky.
What a guy! He's great. No, that was a lot of fun. I would encourage anybody who's never been to a production meeting to take it in at least one time.
3:00 Fridays on the deck. Amen Corner, where gray hairs matter.
Exactly.
Right. Hey, how's the missus?
Good. You want to talk to her?
You don't know.
Well, I just talked to her the other night, so I don't really need to talk to her again.
I didn't know if you two were still talking to each other.
We don't do a lot of talking when she comes over. If you get my drift.
Hey, guys.
What are we going to do? Pass the phone?
Yes, the pass the phone game.
Hi, sweetheart. How you? I know how you're doing, so we'll dispense you.
Good morning.
Oh, see?
Sounds all doughy like.
Yeah. Good morning. How many times have I heard that?
Probably almost
Would you
never.
rather be all nasty and be like, hey?
Hey, we're
You
not
want
married.
that?
We're not married to each other.
Exactly.
So save that nonsense for your husband.
Which is why you get the good morning.
Now get the hell out of my house. You know, that brings the old story up. A gal was leaving Barter Manor, or actually, let me back up. This gal was, the door was beating the devil out of my door, and she was screaming and hollering and yelling, and so the guy says, "What'd you do?" Well, I went down, unlocked the door, and let her out.
Oh, my gosh.
It sounds about right
That's
for Barter
about
Manor.
right.
Yeah, as long as she grabbed her shoes and shirt on the way out, you're okay.
Yeah, I don't.
As long as you clean the house, you're good.
Clean the
Probably
house.
not. Yeah.
You probably didn't finish. That's why you locked her in.
Oh, I finished.
Maybe she
You
didn't
might
finish, but that's
finish.
another story.
I guess we're going in the wrong direction. Well,
Nowhere but
we're
down.
going to see you. Yeah, there we're right down that toilet. We're going to see you next week.
Yes.
Are you going to sing something to Elmo for his birthday?
Are you prepared? Oh, of course.
Not just like "Happy Birthday, Mr." Like the
Like Marilyn
Monroe,
Monroe,
huh? Something seductive
Absolutely. I'll wear a low-cut shirt and everything.
and everything. That's what we're afraid of.
Everything.
It's the everything that bothers us. We
Like
do
the
have
whole-
licenses, and both Pete's and the show have standards. At least Pete's does.
Very low standards.
I know a lot of people in Kenosha. I'll be all right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Homo might not be, but
Bring some bail money just in case. You never know.
Yep.
absolutely. I always have that with me just in case.
All right.
Watch out for that under $1 deal.
Yeah. Oh, geez, look at the time. We got to get going.
See you next week.
All right. Bye.
All right, bye.
Geez, I got interrupted here. Sorry, Spider. I forgot to introduce you here. The Love Doctor. Thumbs up to Spider over there. How's it going there, Spidey?
It's going good.
Yeah, I can see the curtains waffling over there.
Actually, he's paying his bills.
And
Like go-karts.
of course, our Kenosha Today engineer, who's actually one of us now, he suffering from low esteem, finding out what life in the real broadcast world is like. And also, this show is being recorded for training purposes, so we can replay this nonsense tomorrow at noon. And also, special thanks to my good friend Elmo here, who you can find the Kenosha Today show 365 days, 24/7 up on YouTube. Where are we at? We're pretty current, right?
Ron just gave me last week's shows.
Okay, so if you
we'll
want
have that
to,
up this week.
if you want to see how this thing, you can go to YouTube, put in Kenosha Today with Scott Barter, and go to YouTube, and there's the dates listed, and you can click that whatever you want.
All right there.
Of course, after the 11 o'clock break, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category. These are the top 10 questions asked of the prospective 8th District Alderman last Monday, and then the drama continues 11:20 when we drain the swamp and try to stump the chumps, and followed by As the Brat Turns. You guys want to do this?
Let's skip it this time. We want to conserve our brought-turning Oz. You don't want to get to the end where we peter out.
That's right. You don't want to peek too early.
Yeah, right. No peeking.
All right. And now, boys and girls, it's time to play Kenosha's fastest-growing game show sensation, the lightning round of City in Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And to be eligible, no one from your household could have won any contest on WLP within the last 60 days.
Or be a sponsor of another show.
Yeah, like Anthony Kennedy tried to scam us. What a guy. Steals a chicken sandwich from poor little Stevie Casey some years ago, and then he tries to scam us out of
But he says it was a really good chicken sandwich.
Well, sure. When you don't pay for it, everything tastes good. We'll now clear the phone lines, and I'm going to read the question, which is a very sophisticated, intelligent, multiple-choice question, and you will then get 3 somewhat intellectual answers to choose from. After that, you will hear the ding, Elmo. And the first caller to correctly answer the question wins a Kenosha Today $25 gift certificate to the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, located at 4917 7th Avenue here in Kenosha, open Mondays through Fridays at 11 a.m., featuring weekly lunch and dinner specials. Enjoy a beautiful waterfront view and stop in for their big Saturday and Sunday morning breakfast and Bloody Mary specials, beginning at 7 a.m. until noon. Also, if you're planning a party or a banquet, call Joyce 262-654-9922, or you can find them on the web at theboathousekenosha.com. All right, here's the phone lines are clear. Here's the question. What would be the best incentive Kenosha should offer Foxconn? You know, there's a lot of things that the federal government's going and the state's going to offer them, but what would be the best incentive Kenosha should offer Foxconn? A, allow them to use the same environmental studies from the Lincoln Park Lagoon and the Chrysler site. B, let them build a $10 billion plant without having a fence, plumbing, and electrical permits. Or C, make all trolley tickets exempt from sales tax. 262-694-1050. What would be the best incentive Kenosha should offer Foxconn? A, allow them to use the same environmental studies from the Lincoln Park Lagoon and the Chrysler site. B, let them build the $10 billion plant without having a fence, plumbing, and electrical permit. Or C, make all trolley tickets exempt from sales taxes. We have a caller.
Let them build the 10.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning,
Who's this?
Scott.
This is Scott?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're getting off, so you're one step ahead of the game already.
That's great.
Okay. Let me read this one more time. You are calling to play the game, right?
Yes.
Okay. What would be the best incentive Kenosha should offer Foxconn? A, allow them to use the same environmental studies from the Lincoln Park Lagoon and the Chrysler site. B, let them build the $10 billion plant without having a fence, plumbing, and electrical permits. Or C, make all trolley tickets exempt from sales taxes. Scott?
I would say B.
B, let them build a $10 billion plant without having a fence, plumbing, and electrical permits. Yes, that's a correct answer. And see, precedent's already been set because we had a former alderman, whose name will not be mentioned, who put in a bathroom without electrical and plumbing and then permits, and then he also put in a fence. So they're letting Foxconn come in here with a $10 billion building. What the heck? They don't need no stinking permits.
Nah.
So what do you think of that deal?
I think that'll be perfect.
No, what do you think of the Foxconn deal? Good, bad?
No, I don't know. It seems like, the governor didn't want to give us the casino for what that was. He was afraid to put us on the hook for, but yet they'll do something 100 times bigger than that.
Well, that would be a good thing for us, don't you think? Yes? I mean, this is going to be a lot bigger than the casino would have ever been.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And plus all the domino effects for every business in town, every restaurant, every bar, cars, houses. I can't think of any business that would not benefit from this unless you think we're giving away too much. Because
we're not giving away anything.
That's right. Why don't you?
Right. These are tax credits, which means if they don't, we're not writing a check to them.
That's right.
This is
a lot of people don't understand.
We're giving them, we're giving them a tax holiday, which means if it's no money out of the pocket of Wisconsin.
Right.
If they didn't come here, we wouldn't have the money anyway. So,
yeah. You agree?
Right. Yes.
Okay. So what's going to happen is, I'm going to off the air. Wacky Wayne is going to get your name and address, phone number, and then I'm going to send you the certificate out on Monday. And you take it down to the boathouse, and they will give you $25 off your next bill.
Thank you.
Okay, here you go. Don't go away. While he's doing that, let me read another. If you want to give us your opinion on Foxconn, good, bad, indifferent, well, let us know. And then also, and unfortunately, this past week, a teenager, 18-year-old man, died after jumping in to Lake Michigan in an effort to swim across and out to the breakwater. And I've heard this. It's a sad story, but the reality is there's signs there that say, "Don't dive off the pier."
Strong currents do not.
And so one of the aldermen was saying, "Well, we should put life preservers up there." And then one said, "Well, I don't know that they can." Well, here's my thought: why don't you put a big sign and put all the names and the dates of the people in the last 10 years that have lost their lives jumping into the water.
Right.
And then you keep a space at the end because they tried that. Remember in the years when down, where's that flow by the band shell? Where they...
So the Pike River goes in there.
And people would be out there fishing, and that thing would just suck them down and out.
Mm-hmm.
And some people have lost their lives trying to save people.
Right.
So in this particular case, some guy jumps in and tries to save him. That current is so strong.
Right, because you have Pike Creek that empties into the harbor,
Right.
and it's the underwater current you can't see or tell it's there.
And so it's very unfortunate, but putting a sign that says don't jump into the... People don't even see that. And if I put in a life preserver, I don't know that that's going to help anything. Last when they put the life preservers down by the Pike Creek there, by the band shell, people stole them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, what's the point? But if you put a sign, maybe it'll get somebody's attention. Here's what happens when you dive off the pier.
Right.
And here's the names and the dates of those people that unfortunately didn't make it back and up.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that'll get somebody's attention, maybe not, if you have a comment on that. And if you have a comment on Trump, what's he's I don't know, going up against one dumb schmuck, or chump, one dumb chump. We better be careful from to clean that up a little bit.
Yeah, let's be careful.
And telling everybody's locked and loaded. You know, Trump was always such a good negotiator, but this is what he does. The art of the deal. He wrote a couple books, and he wasn't a good negotiator, but that's in the business world. This is taken into consideration millions of lives, and to tell this character from North Korea that we're locked and loaded and we're going to bomb the Fury. What was that? The Fury
Fire and Fury.
I mean, it's like playing cards.
Right.
I know what he's got in his hand.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something you don't go. I don't know if anybody's got an opinion whether he's doing this right or if you're going to threaten him. I don't think the guy from North Korea is too all that worried about Trump. Do you think?
I think he's much more worried about the Chinese. I don't know if he's...
Yeah, that's true.
He's about at the emotional level of a 7-year-old, so I don't really think
he
understands what's going on there.
His father was the previous dictator,
yes,
right?
Yeah, he's third generation.
He's third generation, and he wasn't really, after his dad died, he was not really in line for this throne. Wasn't his uncle?
Yeah, there are a couple other relatives that,
but all of a sudden mysteriously disappeared.
Well, one got poisoned, the other one they threw in a pit of ravenous dogs and they ate him. So it's kind of the way they do things.
Well,
it's a win-win.
Kind of reverse. I thought those people ate dogs. They didn't have dogs eat them.
Yeah, well,
maybe it goes both ways.
Yeah.
And then this is the story of the week, and we're going to this person's going to get a doofus, but I'm going to read this anyway. The solar eclipse is coming up on scheduled for August 21st, when the sun will completely disappear behind the moon. And excuse me, hang on
there.
Is that
a new bottle of vodka?
No, wish it was. This Dallas soccer mom, I think her daughter's in about 4th grade, demanded that the solar eclipse be moved so her daughter could join and watch this, reschedule this solar eclipse for a school holiday.
Right, so she wouldn't be in school during it.
Yeah, so she wouldn't be in school. She could see the solar eclipse. Now, boy, I tell you what, that'd be like rescheduling a production meeting. Don't have the solar eclipse because we're in the middle of a production meeting.
That's right.
And or my cat's getting married, and I'm getting married, not me, but somebody's getting married, and they put down a deposit. So you're going to schedule the whole rest of the world. I got my machine fixed. You can reschedule for whenever. I'll go see the solar eclipse. Now the next one's coming. This said in about another 600 million years, but the next one's coming in what year? 2025.
That's what I heard. There's another one. I don't know if it's going to come across North America, but
anybody,
some other part of the world.
Just when you think somebody is in touch with reality, I think you can just call up. Who do you call if you want the solar eclipse moved to a different date?
I got that answer for you, Scott.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
You call this guy.
I am the god of hellfire.
Right there.
And I bring you fire.
That's the guy you call.
Yeah.
Not Jimmy John's?
You don't call Jimmy John's. You call the god of hellfire.
That's
guaranteed to move whatever you need.
This is what Trump should have sent to the North Koreans.
Right.
This song right here. Go ahead, play it a little bit.
Yeah. We'll play it out to the CBS.
Out to
All right,
CBS
we'll be back
News.
after the news. Carter, and welcome to the August 12th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, broadcasting live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP on your radio dial. Being brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and the legendary Brat Stop, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses, taking serious journalism. I mean, serious journalism to an all-time high. Serious.
Very serious.
Very serious. Big business. Big business. Reporting on local stories, state stories, and spanning the globe, keeping it real and just spreading the love and trying to grow up and be mature here in the Kenosha Today Show this morning. Speaking of grown-ups, joining us this morning, our Director of Cybersecurity, Elmo Schneider.
Good morning.
We haven't seen Father Marcus lately. I'm hoping he's okay. Because we miss his sophomore humor.
Yes.
And
he's working on that giant baptismal font in his basement still. I think that's...
Try not to be a buzzkill. Also with us, as he is every Saturday morning, our video coordinator, Spider Ronnie. The camera dude's here at Camp Happy Face. Spider.
Good morning.
Hey, how's your garden going? Don't you got basil and some of that?
Yeah, it's good year for basil and tomatoes. Yep, lots of them.
And
all I need is the mozz.
Yep.
The what?
Mozzarella. Fresh mozzarella.
Okay. And engineering the Kenosha Today train wreck this morning, Wacky Wayne, is here in the house.
He is hellfire.
Still feeling the effects of Captain Mike rejecting him and his roommate when he goes to grad school.
Yes. Deep down inside, I'm broken.
And the Lord wept.
Yes.
You have to go to the backwoods for 4 days and recoup.
Actually, this might be some encouragement because the captain at last night's production meeting says he's thinking of joining the priesthood. Now the Lord is really weeping. And for those who haven't signed on to like us on the Kenosha Today Facebook page, better get on with it. And you can see all of the postings. Just about every day we have something new on there. The status of the Secret Word Challenge to win $25 gift certificate from Mike Bieran's Clothing, offering the largest selection of men's suits anywhere on the planet, starting at only a mere $179, which includes a shirt, tie, belt, and a pair of socks. And so for you guys who want to impress your sweetheart, get over to Mike Bieran's Clothing in downtown Kenosha, or call him at 262-652-0648. Hey, and before I get to the top 10, I want to give a update for the downtown 6th Avenue project. And because City Hall says it's going to be done by Labor Day for the big Kenosha Classic cruise-in, which Tony Pontillo estimates he was looking for 2,000 cars. They had 1,600 last year. But it went down 6th Avenue, both sides, and then up every other side streets from 54th, 5th, 6th, and all the way down to the end.
Yep.
I'm not a contractor, but there ain't no way that's going to be done in 2 weeks.
Yeah, right.
It's also the weekend down there by the Grassy Knoll or down there by the harbor where Frank Carmichael will be hosting his Cheesapalooza, which all ties in nicely. And I went down there to give you a weekly update. I counted 7 guys, 7, working on 6th Avenue on I think it was Wednesday. I don't know how in the world anybody in their right mind thinks that they might get 6th Avenue done with some miracle, unless the North Koreans call in an airstrike. But like in front of Frank's Diner, they haven't had a sidewalk in 2 months.
2 months, yep.
And you need all the side streets for this to get 2,000 cars in, and I don't know why they just don't say, hey, we're going to change this and go from 54th Street up 6th Avenue in front of Captain Mike's Villa Di Carlo, and then go straight up 7th Avenue past the boathouse. You can go up right to Union Park. And if they said, well, you can't block off the street, you can take every third block and, where Captain Mike's, and let the people come into the Holiday Inn. You can keep 50th Street open so people can get over there, and you can go up to what would be by by Pete's place, 45th or something in that area.
45th, 46th.
And then you could, every third block you can leave it so the residents can get in and out. But you have a place, go up all the way up to the band shell, both sides of the boulevard.
Yeah, yeah.
You see, I'm like Casey now. Do you see my vein?
Yeah.
So if anybody...
Going on the rant.
Yeah, going on the rant. I want to get into after the top 10 because another proposal, which I think is a pretty good deal for this downtown restaurant. But this was written in our home office at Amen Corner on the deck at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. This week's top 10 thought-provoking category. These were the top 10 questions that were asked of the prospective 8th District Alderman. Number 10. How long has your name been Bruce Fox? Number 9. If money isn't an object, how would you pay to build a wall around the Washington Park Cracker Dome? Number 8. What movies should we be playing in the Keno Drive-In Theater? Number 7. If you were selected, are you willing to move out of the Heritage House? Number 6. Should we call in an airstrike to fix 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha? Number 5. How would you best use a tube of super glue? That never gets old, you know? No. Number 4. Are you willing to put in a bathroom without having a permit? Number 3. Should trolley drivers have a full 6 months to memorize the route? Number 2. Is it the city council's role to regulate picking up fresh roadkill? And the number 1 question that was asked of prospective 8th District Alderman, how soon will you be moving to Summers? It's thought-provoking.
Cutting edge of journalism.
Okay, I must read that a little quicker than I.
Sometimes
I
you get a little quick,
I get a little ahead.
You get a little excited.
I get excited.
Yeah.
Premature.
Yes, I get excited, and for an older guy,
Finishing
getting
too-
excited
finishing too soon.
It doesn't happen often. 262-694-1050 if you have anything you want to talk about. But here was another proposal. Paul Campagna, who currently owns Sassy Bees restaurant on 6th Avenue and the Buzz Cafe, also on 6th Avenue, purchased the old, I guess that would be considered the
Iserman Bros,
which was right adjacent to the bank building.
Yeah,
right?
the Chase Bank, Old First National.
Yeah. And he's going to put in a hotel. It's been sitting vacant for 20 years, so I think that would be on the landmark committee. Yeah,
That'd be cool.
so he should be able to get some credits, and he's going to open up some space, 120 occupants. Anything you're going to do to bring more people downtown, and of course the current parking ramp that's being torn down, but the mayor is going to be putting a new one right almost kitty corner from this. Eventually, we're across from the
next block over.
Yeah, next block over.
Back of the post office.
I don't know how big it's going to be, 4 stories, but at least it's going to be able to handle parking right smack in the middle of the downtown. And so it's going to employ 30 to 40 people and 1,500 square foot mezzanine. And there's a guy that's committed to the downtown. He's just not holding on to this like some of the other landlords, for 20 years. He's actually going to, do something with it. And I applaud him for doing that. And, they got to get this 6th Avenue thing. They just didn't do this right, in my view. I mean, poor guys like Bjorn Clothing and Louis Aceto and some of the other ones, Feck's Place, and I'm missing out some, but all along 6th Avenue, been dying on the vine, the flower place and all these other places. You just can't do that. And, of course, they're saying, well, we only had one road open. Just do the whole thing and get it done like Steve Casey pointed out last week. Get it all done in 2 weeks. This could have easily been handled a lot better, in my view, than what's currently going on. But you can't you're trying to revitalize the downtown, and now you're basically putting them out of business for 3 months.
Right.
So I hope
Maybe permanently.
Yeah, some of them have left there and may not be coming back. And, of course, if you're going to share with us your solar eclipse plans scheduled for the 21st, and we are good here on the show, but we don't have the power to move that.
No.
So if you're going to watch it, then you're going to have to watch it on the 21st. Ron, what time of the day does this start?
About quarter to 11, I think.
Quarter to 11 and lasts for?
1500 UTC.
What the heck is that? 1500
Universal time coordinates.
Yep. I knew what that was.
But I think that's like quarter to 11 our time.
And how long does it last? A few minutes, right?
Yeah.
3 minutes.
The hot spot is down Nashville area. That's the
Carbondale, Illinois.
Yeah.
I did some of my best work in 3 minutes.
And in Oregon.
Or less. Or less.
It goes on a path like from Oregon going southeasterly through North Carolina on the other end.
But you going to watch this, Ronnie?
Yeah.
You got special glasses?
Yeah.
Or?
A welding mask.
A welding mask, huh? And what's the excitement? I'm not a
It's just a
stargazer.
big
What's
party.
the... Huh? Just a reason to have a
lot
party?
of people are just having parties. Yeah.
At 11 in the morning?
Yeah,
Of course, we're having a birthday party. By the way, you want to talk about your birthday party coming up next week? We're going to be at Pete's place. Yeah, that'll be
the big broadcast
on the road. When Wayne gets to stay here,
I get to hang out here.
Now we're going to have all the buttons so we can communicate.
I'm probably going to make sure that something's messed up. That way I don't have to worry about talking to you guys. Just make sure that I can hit the dump button when you say the wrong thing. We'll be covered.
He did learn something in broadcasting school.
Yeah, $18,000 wasn't wasted. Okay, anyway, we talked about that. We talked about the solar eclipse. If you think Trump's doing a good job handling this North Korean with one dumb chump, one dumb chump. I better write that down so I just don't accidentally
You come up with the wrong thing, yeah.
One dumb chump. Well, I hope he's not listening.
Probably not.
If he had the dogs eat his uncle, I mean, what would he do with a guy like me? Take me down to grill games? Does North Korea have grill games?
Yeah, probably.
And also this weekend, and I got to applaud the city. I gave them a shot because I think they're screwing up 6th Avenue. But here they are providing on Simmons Island a beer garden, and they're having this, I think, 2 weekends through Sunday and again on the 17th to the 20th, where they're actually letting people go down to Simmons Island, and it's all these specialty beers, I should say. Oktoberfest during the downtown Kenosha pop-up beer garden on Simmons Island. You know, that's what this island is for. It's probably one of the most, well, it's being utilized now, but the city ought to spend some money and redo Simmons Island Beach House.
Well, I found out something about that through dealing with the Southport Association, and that there's, I think it's federal money, then through the state is where it's coming from. But
good.
Right now, all the money is going to the reforestation of Petrifying Springs.
Well, that's in the county. What do we care about them?
Well, it doesn't. The state.
Oh, the reforestation.
Right.
Oh, okay.
The state doesn't look at it that way. It's in Kenosha County. They do not. They do not make it. Consider a difference between city and county.
They're talking about replacing all the trees.
The trees, right? And the next batch of grants will go to Simmons Island, and then the
Southport.
After that is going to Southport. So.
Well, my point is, North Beach and Racine has done an excellent job. Hey, they lease it out, and of course the city doesn't want to get involved with running it, and so they lease out Simmons Field. They lease out the small boat harbor. Let somebody else take the responsibility. Let them market it, and God forbid that they let them sell beer down there on Simmons Island without putting a fence around it like cattle. I mean, this is not a Woodstock or a beer-drinking crowd like you'd maybe get out at Country Thunder.
It could be a beer-drinking crowd.
Well, this is...
You never know. You give people the opportunity, they're going to
but not
do what they're going to do.
This is not... they put the beer garden out in Pets. You talk about Pets? And now that's a specialty type beer, and they're doing fantastic. And everybody's, oh, geez, it's too close to a college, and it's in the park, you're going to sell beer. All these people just going out and enjoying themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that, and I think that this is another great opportunity for the city to step up. And again, forget the fencing everybody in. I think when Frank Carmichael had his deal, they had to, again, put a fence in, as he's going to have to put up at his Cheesapalooza. And I remember last year, did I tell you this story? I was walking down, I walked into Fex, bought myself a drink. Everybody was walking out, no wristbands. She said, "Are you taking it outside?" I said, "I can." She said, "Yeah, just put it in a red cup." I had to dump it out to go into Cheesapalooza to go to their beer tent.
Right.
And, the city charges like the Rotary, about $15,000 to put up that fence around Lincoln Park. It has nothing to do, nobody's deterring bringing beer in or out of that place. But that's $15,000 less that the city could, or the Rotary would give back to the city. They built that pavilion down there. I'm venting again.
I got your times.
You got
the eclipse start at 11:53 a.m. in Kenosha, maxes out at 1:18 p.m. and ends at 2:41 p.m. Total of 2 hours and 47 minutes at a magnitude of 0.87. So about 11:53, it just starts. The countdown of it starts.
Right, but the peak only lasts about 3 minutes.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
You are just a wealth of actually useful information, and our listeners are probably wondering if they got the right station on. You don't get this kind of stuff. normally?
That's for Kenosha.
Oh, yeah. Well, what if it's cloudy?
They're screwed.
Then you're looking at clouds.
Yeah.
All of this hype.
Yeah, the max peak is 118.
Now this gal down in Dallas that wants this moved, so her daughter can see it. She wants the eclipse moved. I hope she ain't homeschooling that kid.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not good. Hey, look, boys and girls. The clock on the wall says it's 11:20, and everybody knows what that means. It's time for all our listeners to strut their stuff and try to stump the chumps. Sponsored by the American Legion Post 21, 504 58th Street here in Kenosha. If you are successful in stumping the chumps, you will win 2 free fish dinners served the first Friday of each month, and it'll start the September 1st because they're going through some remodeling, and they're going to have a new operator down there, and the name will be announced, I think, within the next week or so. And you get your choice of baked or breaded cod, lake perch, walleye, or bluegill. And if you come in, if you don't want that, you can come in like Pete from Antioch is coming here for an hour, coming up on September 16th. Now, he's riding with Wayne.
I didn't realize I was running a shuttle service here. Hold on.
Do you know this guy?
Nope, not that I know of.
Well, maybe you guys can, be carpooling.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
Hey, and if you get stuck, I'll have Captain Mike
Uber.
over you down there.
Have him pedal his 3-wheel contraption down over there.
You'll probably end up when you see the sign that says "Welcome to Chicago." He might have missed a turn.
He might have missed a turn. Took the wrong on ramp. Yeah.
To be eligible, no one from your household could have won any contest on WLIP in the last 60 days. Huge opportunity for our audience to bring something of intelligence and sophistication and prove to the rest of the world that Kenosha Today Nation that you are smarter than a 5th grader. There we go. Now, you can give us a trivia question or a musical trivia question. You got to know the answer. And who you're up against today is Elmo, Spider, Wacky Wayne, and myself. 262-694-1050 if everybody wants to take a shot at this. Last week I said that
Pete won, huh?
Yeah,
what was the question he stumped you on?
The bread and butter song.
Yeah, who did the bread and butter song?
I like bread and butter.
Oh, yeah.
It was
I
something
like toast and jam. Yeah.
And then, of course, we had Anthony Kennedy call in and try to scam us out of the secret word.
Right.
Nobody has mentioned.
About it, though.
Well, yeah.
He called back in.
Yeah, that's what we like. Honesty in a politician, right? You don't find that.
Not very often.
I never find it. And coming up, we have after the 11:30 break, we have High Five Singers and Doofuses. But if you have a comment, and getting back to the beer garden, I was interrupted with Ron Spider's.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Anytime you get some pertinent information, you let me know. Good morning on Kenosha Today. Good morning. Hello. Hello. What happened there, Wacky?
Perhaps not. He hung up.
He hung up.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe he stumped himself.
Maybe.
Right. Maybe he doesn't want to stump the chumps.
Oh,
okay.
Maybe he called up and thought this was Tradio.
Right. One never knows.
Getting back to the city. Now, I applauded them for taking this beer thing and going down and having it on Simmons Island. But they get this. They're also providing free trolley rides as a shuttle to the lakefront events this weekend. So they also have this, what's the concert going on that was at Panora Park? The Hippie Fest or something?
Oh, the Peachtree
Music
Festival.
Music Festival is going on this weekend. Mm-hmm. And then you also have this beer thing going on. And so you can park at the city, across from City Hall, inside some lots. In their lots. And the shuttle will allow people free to move between the downtown, between the beer garden and the Peachtree Art and the festival that's in Panera Park. Great use of city.
Yes.
Finally.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Okay. Should we take it just for the heck of it? Or
what, because you want to have fun with it? All right, you want to check it out?
Keep your hand on the button.
Yeah, right.
Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Good morning, guys.
Yes, who's this?
This is Tim in Kenosha.
Tim in Kenosha, okay.
How are you guys doing?
Oh, very fine. Thank you for asking.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing?
Yeah, can't complain. I did see that rubber-wheeled...
trolley?
Oh, what happened?
What happened?
He broke up in there.
Tim,
he must be going through a tunnel.
Are you going through a tunnel? Or just a bad part of life, or what?
Tim...
Come back to me,
Is
Tim.
gone.
Tim
is gone.
Come
Bye,
back.
Tim.
All right, you have to call us back, Tim. Jeez, you were doing so well there too.
Up until he went
Up
through the
until he
tunnel.
went through the
Yeah.
tunnel. Bad.
Or a change of life.
Yeah, change of life. You know.
Transitioning.
He'll come back. Hi.
That'd be
Spider.
pretty funny.
Let's see what else we got going on.
You know, in the
here.
scheme of things, it's probably good that Spider doesn't actually have a microphone in front of him.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, as for the listener, you hear like us interacting with him, and you don't hear everything that he says, which is probably a good thing. Yeah.
Well,
I'm just saying. I
he's
mean,
not a pretty face. We should give him a microphone.
you would think so, yeah. He could sit next to Elmo.
Oh, I almost went in. No. Hey, here's an article in Portland. Now, this I don't agree with. Portland is going to tear down a strip club to build affordable housing. How bad is that?
That's horrible.
Try that.
You want to try again?
Yeah, try again.
All right.
Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Gentlemen, Tim again. Sorry, I lost you there.
Were you
worries,
just
Tim.
going through a bad time in life, or what's the problem?
Through a tunnel.
Well, I guess my phone decided to hit mute on you guys, so
He stopped and paid his
It's a
not
good
much I
reason.
can do about that.
You
when
go
that
by
takes
Tim.
over, you know what I
You
call
go
it.
by Tim or
True.
Timothy or Timmy, or just Big Tim.
Tim.
Tim's fine.
Okay. All right.
Fine.
What's
I,
your, what?
I forgot to tell you guys, I did see that rubber-wheeled
Okay.
diesel trolley over the weekend.
How many
And,
people were on
It
it?
was fantastic. I probably would assume more than the streetcar or the other trolley that we have there. But it's sad to say that it's probably taken business away from it. But
Well, it runs a different route, and it actually was used to transport people. The streetcar, unless there's a festival downtown. I mean, down by Harbor Park
Right,
there.
it's limited in its
limited.
range.
It's yeah, can't go off the track. You want to play Stump the Chumps?
yeah, sure.
Okay. What's your question?
Well, I've got a musical question from the 1980s. Do we have any people on board there that are familiar with the music?
Well, the
that was
80s were a
created in
blur for a
1980?
couple of us, but go ahead.
Possible,
What's your question?
possible.
All right, the smash hit in 1983, "Promises, Promises," was sung by who? What band?
Promises. Oh, do you know that? Promises. I remember the song.
I just remember the old Burt Bacharach song. That's all.
Prom-
And
that's-
that was
oh,
way
boy.
before the 80s.
That was Promises. It was like Earth, Wind, and Fire.
No.
Okay. What is the correct answer?
The group is Naked Eyes, a one-hit wonder.
Naked Eyes. Okay. All right, Tim. So here, I'm going to take another call, but you get 2 free fish dinners, or you can join us for an hour.
All right.
What's that kid
Can my
talking
kids-
you out of it?
Can my kids come with too?
I don't know if that's such a good idea.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
How old are they?
Can you tell us?
2.5. They're twins.
Oh, yeah. We'll make this into Chuck E. Cheese. Do you have his number?
No, he's unavailable.
All right. Off the air, Wayne's going to get your address, full name, address, and phone number, and I'll send this out to you on Monday.
Wonderful.
And
Keep up the
it'll be
great work,
dated,
guys.
so you have to have it after September 1st, but that's okay. All right.
Sounds good.
Do I have a? You going to take this? Can I take this other call, or can't I do that?
Yeah, you can do that.
All right. All right. Tim, you stay there, and I'm going to take this call. Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Who's this?
Hey, it's Mark.
Yes, Mark.
I'll play Stump the Chump.
Oh, we just had a winner.
Yeah, I just had a winner, yep.
Do you have any other? You want to play for funds?
Sure.
Okay. What's your question?
What are the 2 oldest players currently playing Major League Baseball?
Players in baseball. I should know this,
One's a
but
pitcher, isn't
Yeah, who's the guy? God, I can't remember. He just beat the Brewers. He pitches for the Twins.
Yeah, he pitched a complete game.
Yep.
and he's 41, isn't he?
He's 44.
44. Well, since we're playing, well, at least we were half right. We know the team.
We know the team, and I know the guy.
All right,
I can't remember
who's-
his name.
And he played for the White Sox.
Right-handed pitcher.
And he was a rookie with Cleveland.
Okay. Well, give us the names.
Bartolo Colon.
Total.
Bartolo Colon.
Oh, okay. All right.
Bartolo Colon. That's it.
Cologne. Yeah. All right. Are you
And the other guy?
okay.
The other guy is one of the all-time leaders of hits.
Oh, geez, I haven't followed baseball.
Except for the Brewers.
He's got to have over 3,000 hits, right?
Yeah.
And I was going to say, well, it's not Jeter, and it's not the other guy.
Jeter's gone.
It's
Big Poppy, or did he retire?
Big Poppy's not around anymore.
No.
Well, okay, enlighten us. You stumped us.
Ichiro.
Who?
Ichiro.
Oh, he's the Japanese or the Korean guy?
Yeah, the Japanese guy.
Okay, yeah, see. But
Played for years for the Mariners.
That's right. Okay, well, you're up on sports, aren't you?
Yeah, because I just saw that fact about Cologne pitching, and I was like, really, a complete game? It's amazing.
What do you think the Cubs' chances?
You know, he'll always be known for that home run against the Mets, with the Mets.
What do you think the chances of the Cubs winning the World Series again? Slim to none?
I think they got a good chance, buddy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they've been...
Even against the Dodgers?
They got to get some pitching, some relief pitching. You can't... They won again last night against, right? Arizona. So they've got to be... the Cardinals are the ones. The Cardinals are the ones coming up.
A spoiler.
And I think the Brewers will fade, but the Cubs, they might win their division and obviously get in the playoffs. But going up against the Dodgers again, and if,
you know what? It's always the hottest team at the end, so we'll see.
Well, that's true because. Well,
St. Louis has a habit of doing that.
Otherwise, we're going to wait another 100 years and rebuild.
Right. Well, last year the Cubs were the hottest team at the end of the year, so we'll see what happens.
Very good. Hey, thanks for calling and playing. And sorry, we can't give you anything, but we already gave.
That's okay.
Try again next week.
Try again. Yeah. Thanks.
All right. Take care.
We have one more caller, or we're done. All right. We're going to take our last break, and we'll be back in a couple minutes, and we'll in the home stretch. If you just joined us, this is the August 12th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A and streaming worldwide here on AM 1050 WLIP, being brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and the legendary Brat Stop, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. This morning's cast of characters: Elmo Schneider, Spider Ron, and from Spider Dome. Hey, are you going to be able to see where are you going?
He's lighting.
You want to give this guy a microphone? What am I thinking about?
I told you no. No, you want to give him a microphone.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to see clips from Spider Dome? Yeah. You can? Spider, okay.
One pretty girl walks by, and he's hiding behind a curtain, and you're picking your tongue up off the floor? Jeez.
What's your point?
Oh, man. Obviously, maturity is not a thing that happens here.
Yeah.
Well, okay. What's your point?
I'm not making a point, just a general observation, you know.
Yeah, you didn't catch me drooling, did you?
I found the video, though.
Yeah, I know, right?
Along with our engineer, Wacky Wayne, trying to be very amusing here. We're here each and every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. until noon. And if you happen to miss our Saturday show, you can tune in tomorrow here on AM 1050 WLP and listen to the replay. So far, they've been working out pretty good. I mean, they've been actually replaying them.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Well,
one can only hope.
The status of the Secret Word Challenge to win $25 gift certificate at Mike Bjorn's Clothing, offering the largest selection of men's suits in all of southeastern Wisconsin and northern Illinois for only $179. Find them on Facebook or call them at 262-652-0648. Nobody has won.
Do we want a hint? Should we give them a hint for this?
Well,
I got a hint for
okay, go ahead.
So, what do Donald Trump and One Dumb Chump have in common?
For those that don't know who One Dumb Chump is, that's the exalted ruler, the Grand
Norkster.
The Norkster, the Grand Poobah of North Korea, right? 262-694-1050. And now, boys and girls, it's time for this week's edition of As the Brat Turns. Now, you guys saved up, right? All right. Did you see the look on Susan's face when she was here?
Hey, she was getting into it.
Try from behind the curtains. Do it again.
Oh, boy.
Oh, okay. As the Brat Turns. Oh, Ronnie.
We really need another camera pointed in your direction.
Yeah, right.
Coming to us from the Beer Garden in the world-famous and legendary Brat Stop, located on the northwest corners of Highways 50 and I-94 here in Kenosha. Open at 8 a.m. 7 days a week, 365 days a year, serving breakfast, lunch, dinner, and everything in between. For more information on what's going on at the Brat, call them at 262-857-1230. 2011 as the brat turns like the sands in the hourglass in the days of our lives.
Jesus, Barry's in
Oh, we're trying to make a good impression now?
Yeah, John Barry's
Okay.
Uh-oh.
This week's high five goes to the city of Kenosha for allowing the Beer Garden Pops-Up event to be held on Simmons Island. This, along with other very popular events, make great use of perhaps our greatest assets, a park with a wonderful view of Lake Michigan. Also, for allowing these events to be held without having to fence everybody in like cattle. These are responsible adults like us. This is the funny part of this.
Yeah.
Who simply want to enjoy these wonderful events. Besides, putting up a fence absolutely does nothing except run up the cost to the sponsors and also taxes our Parks Department workers who have better things to do. And also kudos to the city for providing free trolley rides to the various events in the harbor side of the downtown. Now, it's my hope that they would use the same common sense to help the upcoming car show to be held on Labor Day weekend. This week's zinger goes our President Donald the Tweetster Trump for threatening North Korea's president, one dumb chump, telling him telling the world that the United States is locked and loaded and North Korea would be in big trouble if they try to do anything stupid. And I'm sure that tweet has old fat boys squirring to get a new haircut. Tensions are already at the brink of nuclear explosion, so don't go off and get everybody to the point of pushing the panic button. Here's my suggestion on how to be diplomatic with this deal. You put the Trumpster and old fat boy in a room, one pair of scissors, and whoever comes out with the best haircut wins. And then you can all live happily ever after. See, problem solved.
Mm-hmm.
It's very simple. This week's Doofus Award goes to the Dallas soccer mom who wanted the solar eclipse scheduled for August 21st to be moved to a school holiday so her daughter could see this better. Hearing this harkens me back to my youthful, carefree days on the playgrounds of Forest Park School when I was in the gifted program. As everybody knows now, here I am many years later, and I'm in the regifted program. Now, here in the Kenosha Today Nation, I can't help but wonder where this young fourth grader is going to be in about 20 years from now when we'll have the next solar eclipse. Oh, did I mention the mom is also homeschooling her daughter? And there you have it, folks. As the brat turns for this Saturday, August 12th, I'm Scotty Barter, and I approve this message. Oh, I better read a sponsor. Oh, I got a couple sponsors too. A bunch of topics today. If you have something you want to talk about, even sports. You know, we don't talk a lot of sports. Then again, WLIP's got a sports show on every night for 2 hours.
Why should we cover it?
And so some of these questions were actually pretty good. That guy called in. I mean, that, you know, I knew about this, but I couldn't remember the guy's name. But anyway, I started some minutes back. Portland's tearing down one of their biggest strip clubs to build affordable housing, and I don't understand what this is. I'd be moving out of Portland pretty darn quick there. I mean,
indeed.
City of Portland, the Safari Show Club, tear it down to build 200 to 300 affordable apartments. Now, where's the girls going to go?
Affordable apartments.
Well, yeah, but
that must be some strip club if you can put 300 to 400 apartments for.
Just a little bitty place.
3 different levels of ages.
My goodness. Unanimously approved spending $3.7 million, 50,000 square foot property. And the city's going to close the deal September 30th when the strip club will cease operations. How unfair can you be? Now, we don't have strip clubs like we did in the 60s and the 50s.
Yeah.
As you used to call Kenosha, Sin City. I mean, right across from the Brass and across on 52nd Street.
Cheetah Lounge.
Cheetah Lounge. You know these names? Why? You probably.
He knows a guy who knows a guy.
I had a friend that was on the Vice Squad back then.
His friend Jay hangs out there all
Leo.
the time.
Yeah. So you just heard about these. But, I mean, we had strip clubs all over the place. And I think they couldn't take everything off, could they? I don't remember. It didn't make any difference. We should call it that other very fine radio show, Remembering Kenosha, and see if they have that answer to that.
That could
Strip
be.
City. And, of course, then the city council put a kibosh on that, you know.
Always ruining
all
a
you
good
needed
time.
was a couple thousand guys working at Chrysler, or the American Motors at the time, get jacked up and watch and then go back to work. You know that if they would take their lunch, and for those that remember this, the day on 60th Street and 52nd Street, when lunch hour began, or they'd have a half hour, you didn't want to be driving because they would move en masse from the plant across 52nd Street to the bars and everything else. And all the bars would have them all their sandwiches and beer, and then they'd have take a shot bottle. Boy, you talk about productivity being job number one when they go back after lunch.
It was like the wildebeest stampeding across the Serengeti.
You'd have, and then back in that day, we had 3 shifts, I believe. And so, and then when the shift ended at 3:30, and then at that time,
You had the yellow flashing light.
yeah, at that time, you could keep your bar and the strip club open here in Kenosha 24 hours, and because you had the first shifters that wanted to, and then the city cut that down. You have to stay closed. I believe it's for at least 4 or 5 hours now. So if you close at 2, you can't open till whatever
7.
7. Thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, Kenosha artist Brad Bennett did it's one of his Kenosha series of paintings that he
With the old Nash thing across?
with the Nash thing and the guys running across the street.
So, well, we don't have that problem, but we're still looking for some
new problems.
Well, no, but we're looking. Some
we got plenty of those.
You got lots of problems.
Good morning, you're on Kenosha today.
Oh, it's Captain Mike, Scotty.
Yeah.
Hey, you're out of bed.
Is the password lard?
Lard? No.
Lard. No.
Captain Stump.
Stump. I got Hodsies over here. Hodsie and
Who?
DA, Trish the DA or Assistant GA.
You got girls over at your house this morning? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Well,
They're going to take up redwood floors out of houses or something. I don't know what they're doing.
Hansi's over there?
A phony copy. The real copy's going to make off like he's arresting them.
What's this? What you actually have a female? Wait a minute now.
Yeah, here, you want to talk to us? Yeah, radio show.
Who is this?
Hi.
Hi, who's
This is
this?
Trish.
Trish?
This is Trish. Yeah.
So you're over at the captain's house right now, right?
I am over at the captain's house. Yes, I am.
I'm going to ask you some questions. Is he wearing any underwear?
You need to talk to No, I'm not saying that. I am not saying that.
So what are you doing over at his house before
I was kind of lured into the door.
That's how he does it. That's how he does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's playing.
Tell him to be quiet. Did he?
He's
Go ahead.
Supplying other, people with drinks and everything, and we're
Shocking.
listening to your show.
That's the best way to listen to this show when you're having drinks and you're heavily intoxicated.
Right, but I'm not.
Oh,
But still a good show.
You're a lady. Hey, did he show you his plaque when he was named Pervert of the Year in 2016?
You have a plaque that you were named Pervert of the Year?
2016, yeah.
2016?
Yeah.
He said, no, actually, that was Hans Kescher's plaque.
Oh, let's not, why are you dragging that poor guy into this for?
Right.
He's an attorney.
Yep.
That's his story.
All right, well, I'm assuming you're going to be very well behaved.
I will be very well behaved, but if you would like to speak to either...
No, I don't want to talk to him. He's
If you want to talk to two not-behaved people, you have Hans or the captain that you can speak to.
I'd rather speak to you. You sound like you have some intelligence. So, how did...
I am
Well, yeah.
so, however, lured into the house.
Yeah, how did he lure you?
Hans and the captain.
How did he lure you? With candy or liquor or
puppies?
Pills?
And I really feel bad now because none of those things. I mean, just kind of come on in.
Well, it's probably that big yellow sign that he has with the arrow. It goes, rest with the best.
Is he wearing underwear?
Yeah, we already covered that. So anyway, how long do you plan on staying there?
Oh, hold on. I've got to put you on speakerphone so that... I
don't do it either. It's a new phone.
Here, right.
He doesn't know how to do
I got
that.
to see it, right.
Yeah, there you go.
Does he? No,
All
wait.
right.
How
Now
long do
he-
you plan on staying there?
I'm about to run out the door right now. That should be...
There's a heavy exit fee here. Heavy exit fee.
Well, don't let these two schmucks push you around.
No, that I won't do.
And he's got that tricycle out there. With the big orange thing. You can get on there and ride like hell. Get the heck out of there.
Yeah, man, yeah.
I don't know what bicycle that is.
What's a tricycle?
He's got it locked up under the porch.
Yeah.
Come on.
As long as that's all that's locked under the porch, that's okay.
So,
as far as we know.
Is there a need for me to call 911 at this time?
Yeah, well, I've got the phone in my hand, so I'm ready.
I
I'm
love
ready.
it on the speed dial.
I'm surprised he didn't tell you about that Pervert of the Year. That's a pretty prestigious award.
The Pervert of the Year award, he says.
I should think it's the most prestigious.
He thinks it's the most prestigious.
Wait, did Captain Mike get that, or did I get it?
No, that was Captain Mike.
I think you were a runner-up,
Yeah,
Hans.
you were first runner-up. Hey, Hans, you were voted Mr. Congeniality.
I mean, I think I should have gotten that award.
Yeah.
I'll take it up with the judges.
It's me.
Hey,
Oh, yeah,
are you guys going down to the beer thing on Simmons Island later?
Yeah, we're gonna go everywhere. Yeah.
Are you driving? You're.
No, I'm a Packer fan.
Oh. No, I'm driving.
You guys are having a fight, and I can understand. We don't want to get in the middle of that. Now,
Anyway,
Trish sounds like a nice, clean-cut girl,
yeah.
and so don't corrupt her.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
she's like a
Let me come over there, and I'll corrupt her. We're losing you. We lost him at that the atmospheric conditions.
Yeah.
The sun came out.
What would this gal be doing going over with those two yahoos? God.
Who knows?
There you go. Oh, man, that's
Oh, it's so sad.
Let that play a little bit.
Yeah.
We need to calm down a bit.
All right. I got to read our last sponsor.